2 minutes, still showtime. Brian McCracken is in the house. Aunt Susie's in the house. Keith and Sam are in the house. Frank, Patty, Sammy, Jamie. Jamie, do you like my set design? Ready? Test it out. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 3. Evan Rotella is episode 7 at 7. Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Rotella.
Alright. Thanks for coming back. Episode 3. I hope everyone's doing alright out there. We're gonna keep going as long as it goes. We hope not have many more episodes. We're having fun, but I hope not to have to do this many times more, because we want to get back to real life. But until then, it's a good way of communicating with everyone else, and it's a good way of still playing and performing. So, last week, due to the virus that we're staying at home for, we lost a great songwriter. One of my dad's favorites. I liked him, but my dad loved him, and we've been watching a lot of John Prine for the past week, and I'm starting to realize just how great he was, and I'm picking out songs, and I seem to do that whenever someone dies. When Bowie died, I started listening to him, and you gain a lot of respect for them because you take a deep dive into their collection, and you start to realize how great they really were. And one of his songs that many of them, Summer's End, all that stuff that I've started to listen to, Hello in There, Souvenirs. But one of the songs, when the night he died, me and my dad stayed up probably till midnight. That's pretty late for us, and we were watching whole shows of Austin City Limits. But he played Sam Stone, and we watched it a couple times, and I love the way he did it live. The recorded version, I think is very echoey, but I guess that's 70s. But I love the way he did it live. I love the words. I love the way he sings it, the way he talks and sings it. So this one's called Sam Stone, and we're going to send this out to the Prine family and John Prine if he's watching. Sam Stone came home to his wife and family after serving in a conflict overseas. The time that he served, it shattered all his nerves and left a little shrapnel in his knee. And the morphine eased the pain, but the grass grew around his brain and gave him all the confidence he lacked. With a purple heart and a monkey on his back, there's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. And Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Pictures have big ears, you don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last too long on broken radios on. Sam Stone's welcome home didn't last too long. Yeah, he went to work when he'd spent his last dime. Sammy took to stealing when he got that empty feeling for $100 habit without overtime. And the gold rolled through his veins like 1,000 railroad trains. So hold in Daddy's arms where all the money goes. And Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Pictures have big ears, you don't stop to count the years. Sweet songs never last long on broken radios on. Sam Stone was alone when he popped his last balloon, climbing walls while sitting in his chair. Well, he played his last request while the room smelled just like death, with an overdose hovering in the air. But life had lost its fun, there was nothing to be done. He traded his house that he bought on a GI Bill, on a flag draped cassette on logo Heroes Hill. There's a hole in Daddy's arms where all the money goes. And Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose. Little pictures have big ears, you don't stop to count the years. Well, sweet songs never last long on broken radios on. Sweet songs never last long on broken radios on. Thank you. That was a John Prine song. Mercedes, Stu, Stan, Brian, Bobby, Danny, and Frankie. Thanks for coming and watching again. And turn this off now. So this episode is all originals. This is the one I've been most excited for. You know, playing other people's songs is great and all. You can sing along at home, but you write songs to play them, especially like this. You get to tell your stories. No one's looking at you from the crowd like, why is he still talking? And I like telling stories about my songs because there's a story from all of them, and a lot of them are very similar. I started writing songs when I was 12. What's a 12-year-old kid have to write about? Lunch isn't long enough, recess sucks. There's nothing really to talk about. I haven't had work experience, heartbreak, and so I wrote a lot of songs about missing people, because one thing that everyone experiences, even at a young age, is a loss, whether it's friends or family, death or someone left. And I wrote this song. It's my first song I ever wrote, Final Days, in grade 8, because one thing I was always scared of in elementary school was going to high school. I don't know why. I vividly remember a conversation with, I think, my buddy at the time, Jack Bush, about how I don't want to leave. I never want to leave here. It's like grade 5. I don't want to go to, you watch the American 2000s teen movies about high school, and there's always a couple kids getting thrown into a locker or beat up, and I'm not the tallest guy, so I always thought the worst of it. And I didn't want anything to change at the time. I was writing the song feeling that it would change, but knowing it wouldn't. But then you see, now 2 years into it, things do change. You surround yourself with different people, and people 2 years ago that you thought you were going to know until you went to college. Well, they're moving schools, or you don't talk to them, you walk by them in the hallways, just friendly nod, go on with your day, go to history class. So I wrote Final Days, which is kind of ironic now. At the time I was scared for it, and then 2 years later you realize that's just how it goes, and that's the way the world goes around. And this one's called Final Days. I wrote this song, there's 7 verses in it. Every other songwriter will tell you when you get going and you're having fun, you sort of forget, anything else. So I just kept going on with verses, and I forgot to put a chorus in, but I liked it at the end. I'm trying to get away. Should save it for another day. Same, sit down, listen, I don't care. You better beware. This mystery tangled feathered hair. I left in Denver way back there. Still looking for somewhere to go. Enjoy the show. My best friend Jenny's gone away. I hope that she comes back someday. Lay her hand out, dance this final dance into your trance. Shut the lights off, close the doors. These hallways forever anymore. They'll try, but they can't shut us down. Yeah, we rule this town. These final days are like a curse. This goddamn feeling's getting worse. I used to know you way back when. Well, babe, you were my best friend. Say to the Bartleys, Patty, Uncle Nick, and Jamie, thanks for coming and watching. This next song, it seems to be I don't really have popular songs, but with people that have listened to them, it seems to be my most popular song. I wrote these two and another one I'll play later, and it's weird in a half an hour all together. So one came 10 minutes, one came the other 10 minutes. And I thought they were really good. I still think they're pretty good. And at the time, it obviously sounds a lot better. You play it a lot, as I have over the years, and you start to kind of get sick of it a little bit. But from what people have told me, Roads is one of my, I guess, catchy songs, which makes it a popular song. But I wrote it same day, same hour, same year, so it kind of it all sounded alike, consists of the same chords, and this one's called Ghost Stories. There's a ghost in the places that you laid. There's a ghost and he's calling out your name. And I'm tired of black and white paintings. They never come out as they promised to come out before. Start the show, let's get together. In the dark, the places I remember. It's been so long since I've been here. Almost been 100 years, and I've walked the belly of a well. And he tells me I am fine, it's okay, I'm alright. In the closet, books of red and blue. It's been so long since I've been close to you. And I'm tired of waking up in boredom. And I'm tired of going to bed just for fun. So start the show, let's get together. In the dark, the places I remember. It's been so long since I've been here. Almost been 100 years, and I've walked the belly of a well. And he tells me I am fine, it's okay, I'm alright. Well, when Maria calls, tell her I'm set up by the moon. I got tons of vinyl records, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen too. And it's tough in this old town. I heard it's tough to just be you. But in these final days, it's up to you to find. Start the show, let's get together. In the dark, the places I remember. It's been so long since I've been here. Almost been 100 years, and I've walked the belly of a well. And he tells me I am fine, it's okay, darling, I'm alright. Dave Rave, the McCrackens, cousin Paul, cousin Angelo, and my old coach P. Flynn. Thanks for coming and watching episode 3. So this next song, I like this song. I like the story behind the song because, you know, as if you were watching last week, around here there's a bedtime. Bedtime right now is 11:30, and then if me and my dad want to stay up and watch, you know, a documentary or something, it's like 12:30. But one cool thing, my grandparents live in Oshawa, and when we go to Oshawa, I'm downstairs. Now, I don't push the envelope too much because I try to stay true to my parents. But it's always the best place to write a song because, you know, here, if it's 2:30 in the morning and I wake up and, you know, something pops in my head, I tiptoe around to the kitchen and get my phone, try to write it down. But 2:30 in the morning in Oshawa, you wake up, your phone's right there, right beside you. You reach over, you put it down, you try to somehow, in words, put a rhythm to it. And I don't know, I was sitting there, it's New Year's Eve. Going to sleep is weird because you're in the new year and you feel all reminiscent about the last year, all the things where you think about things went wrong, things went right, all the big things that happened to you. So I'm sitting there, I'd had this, you know, chorus in my head. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but, you know, I was listening to Ed Sheeran, the A-Team, it's a very good song actually, and he's got this chorus and it kind of just bounces around words and they fit together, but like it's just one word, and it bounces around. So I was thinking something like that, and I'd be in net and hockey and it popped into my head. So I sat there that night and I said, you know what, it's New Year's Eve. I'm trying to write it tonight, and the next morning I woke up and it still looked good. So, you know, I still love it. This is the only song that right after I was like, okay, I really like this song. This one's called Cocaine. It has nothing to do with personal experiences. It has something to do with losing something that to you is like cocaine. It's like it's like an addiction. Thank you. I set a match and watched it burn. This whole house down into the ground. They told me it was gonna hurt. I knew, but I still had to try. Late nights in and late nights out. You're moving north, I'm going south. There's been no explanation and there's no telling where we're going. And now I walk down all these empty roads, empty houses filled with people I don't know. Driving down this empty highway. Every day I've ever had, but I'm still glad that you came. Cocaine. Me and my buddy went downtown, had ourselves a look around. There ain't nobody in this joint. It's just you and me in South Detroit. Well, now I'm up here with all these fools. She's in New York with all cool. She left me up here all alone. I'm trying to find my way back home. And now I walk down all these empty roads, empty houses filled with people I don't know. Driving down this empty highway. Every day I've ever had, but I'm still glad that you came. Cocaine. Yeah, cocaine. I'm gonna say hello to Jacqueline, Jake in Minnesota, Uncle Bill, Elo. Thanks for coming and watching. This next song, it was one of the songs that I wrote in that 30-minute span for Final Days, Ghost Stories, and now The Roads. And I don't like to get reminiscent. I am attached to the stupidest things. You know, when we got rid of our coach, I cried. And, you know, I don't know why, but it was my coach. That was my coach. I don't cry at many things, but apparently when Des Bryant dropped the ball, 1 second. take it in the closet. When Des Bryant dropped the ball against Green Bay, if you're a sports fan, you know. When my grandpa died, and when we got rid of our couch, I cried. That seems to be the three things that get me to cry. And you sit back and you get reminiscent. And as a 12-year-old, you think "In the End" by Linkin Park is the deepest thing you've ever heard, and you think you're the deepest thing ever. You're listening to Linkin Park and Nirvana. Who can get any deeper than you? So I sat down and tried to write a song, tried to be reminiscent. You wouldn't know, but me writing the song, there's a lot of lines in here that pertain to people I used to know. I said to myself, this would be just for me, but I say something about "Thank you, miss, for helping me talk" to the girls walking by that walk that walk. When I was 10, around there, 10, 11, I couldn't pronounce my R's or my S's, so we went to a speech therapist, and she fixed me up apparently. So I don't know why I put it in there, but it fit, and when it fits, you gotta put it in there. So I said, "Thank you, miss, for helping me talk," as if she wasn't here. Not that I talk to girls, but I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have any pull. No one wants to talk to a guy who can't pronounce his R's or S's, unless you're from New York or Boston. And then it's cool, but not in Niagara Falls, Ontario. So this one's called "Roads." One of the first ones I wrote. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's on Spotify too, so go check that out. Well, it's tough, my friend, and it's just getting tougher. The world's getting rough, man, just getting rougher, and I sometimes like to get away. It seems we've sown on higher ground, they're just coming up, so don't look down. It's strange, it seems, the way we've joked around. There's a tear in your eye, there's an ache in your heart, and someone must have broke that part that kept telling you everything would be okay. And there's blood on the page where you spilled your guts to the boys in the back. Break your heart at night. Know it's tough to get away. Yeah, thank you, miss, for helping me talk to the girls walking by the walk that I walk. Couldn't have been here without you. So put down your guitar, do it quick, learn to before +4 equals who the hell are you to tell me what I can and can't do? Well, we're all gonna die, baby, that's a fact. Well, I ain't going down like that. I'd rather play in bars and sing the blues. Well, there's blood on the page where you spilled your guts to the boys in the back. Break your heart at night. Know it's tough to get away. Yeah, thank you, miss, for helping me talk to the girls walking by the walk that I walk. I couldn't have been here without you. And these roads are calling. And these roads are calling. This is my little attempt at kind of sounding like Brian Fallon. It's the only reason I wrote this part in the song. She said, "Tonight, my love, I thank you for this chance to dance among the stars. For many of them in Neptune who dance the night away. So if you be true to me, just me knocking at your door. Thanks, Mom, for making me go to speech therapy. I cried that morning too. Hey to Jason Camps, Grace Monta, Hugh Graham, and John Board coming out, episode 3, all originals. This next song, let's see this.
No, that's the wrong one. It's hanging up there. No, that's the wrong one. It's right there, Ev. Hanging on your.
Yeah.
I hit it on you, sir.
So, Monday Morning was the only song I've ever tried to incorporate harmonica with, and it worked out pretty good. If you know me, if anyone who knows me, and my dad, knows that since I was 2, you know, we're Springsteen nuts. You know, whenever he's here, we go to see him. I've seen him 21 times. I've met him. I've been on stage with him. He's my favorite. Some people say with your favorite artist, there's a 1A and a 1B. There's a 1 and 2. You know, Bruce Springsteen will never be touched by anyone who comes close. And it's weird because, you know, I was watching Brian Fallon and Dave House last night, Instagram Live. And, you know, they're talking about, you know, you listen to your favorite artist and you steal everything from them. Springsteen is my favorite artist. And not once have I ever sat there and said, you know, I want to try and write a song like Bruce. And none of them, I don't think any of them sound like a Springsteen song. Yeah, this is the closest thing I've ever gotten to a Springsteen song because I wrote it right after I listened to Born to Run. That's the only relation it has to Springsteen, but it sounds nothing like him. I wrote this song coming home from school. I walk down the street, my dad picks me up on a little street going up to the school, and I have approximately 2.5 minutes to listen to a song of my choosing on the headphones without an interruption. You know, so I'm listening to Born to Run, and this never happens. When you're listening to a song, you can't get a rhythm for another song. I'm looking at the way my feet are hitting the ground, but this is a great example of how a song, the way you mapped it out, and the end result can sound nothing alike. This was supposed to be an electric song, and it turned into just the farthest thing from an electric song. This is another one about reminisce. You know, this is about the people who've come, the people who've came and went, and the effect they had on you, good or bad. It shaped who you are now. So this one's called Monday Morning. I got Jackie, how you been? It's been about 5 years and a couple looks to the chin. You're gone away. You're here to stay. Your face, it fades, but the memories stay. Slipping away on me there. So, okay, this next song is called All These People. I wrote it in the summertime. Hey to Jeff, Toby, Miss Mahoney, and cousin Brianna. Thanks for coming and watching. Okay, so I wrote the song this summer. I would now look at it as a part 2 to Final Days. Final Days was looking at high school and saying, holy crap, it scares me. And Final Days, All These People is looking at that song and saying, things have changed, but things are also pretty cool right now. You meet people in high school. The Final Days puts the spotlight on the people you lose. I think All These People, well, the lyrics can confuse you in that way. Puts a spotlight on the people you meet, not only. Obviously, I talk about the people who've gone. You can't write a song without being a local on with it. So it really just shows, it's telling Final Days. Yeah, some things went bad, but a lot of things went good too. So I wrote the song each night. It came up and added a line. It wasn't one of those things that comes. It's like quoting Brian Fallon's live videos a lot. He was on Lily Hyatt. He goes, people ask me how I write my favorite songs, and it just happened. But then there's a few of those songs that are just a torture, and it's a chase. And this one was the chase. A lot of these songs came in an hour, 2 hours, and were easy and out with it. This one was a month, 2 months of just every night adding a line, taking away a line because he thought it sucked, and then saying, screw it, it's almost done anyways. So I had a lot of fun with the chase with this one because in the end, I think it was one of my best songs I wrote. And I looked it over at the end. I thought the structure was perfect, and I thought the lyrics just fit it and complemented it well. So this one's called All These People. It's about, things that went wrong, but most of the things that went right. All these people I used to know, I wish I knew them now. Packing up our bags cause we've never had. Miss Jody from daycare days, she showed me Huey Lewis in the news. What was it? Hip to be Square?
Yeah.
And she liked the pink Cadillacs. Yeah, I got a good memory. Mario, Sandy, Ann, and Karen, thank you. Jason Heath, thank you for coming out. That song, when it came out, I was in English class. And, you know, I don't like to listen to myself on Spotify because I think in your head you always think you sound better than you actually do. So that song came out, and I was really excited for that song to come out. And I used to go to the washroom, and if you know anything about kids in high school, when they go to the washroom, they're not going to the washroom. It's usually a walk. And so I put my headphones in. I got the text from my dad that's on Spotify, and I went for a lap around the school. I listened to it about 3 or 4 times. Sorry, Mr. Diana, but you can go check that out on Spotify. Actually a lot of these songs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. They're all on Spotify, so go check those out. And before we start having fun, we got 2 more songs left. We want to get serious. Today, if you watch basketball, you know Karl Anthony Towns' mother died of COVID-19. It's real. It's, you know, if you can't figure it out by now, it's real. You know, stay inside. No one wants to see you bad enough for you to leave the house. It took John Prine. It's taken some good people. It's given a lot of people a lot of hell. So, you know, say a prayer, you know, to whatever God you believe in. And even if you don't believe in him, say a prayer. He won't tell anyone that you said the prayer. So, you know, it's a real thing. It's not something to be joking about. We're going to have to deal with this and fight it the only way we know how. It's easy. Stay inside, watch TV. TSN's giving you some good old games. And come watch me. I mean, what else could you want? I heard I don't know if it's true, Wednesday morning. Is that true? That's not true? Oh, I was really excited. I thought Bruce was doing a home show. But the Brian Fallon shows are Bobby Mahoney and Joe Grishecki. They're worth being at home and watching for. So, what song we got next? Oh, okay. Okay, if you were watching that Band Genie thing we did last Saturday, then you've heard the story. But if you know, there's probably more people that haven't. So, I'm going to tell it. Bedtime, as I said before, is a thing that happens. So it's a rule. And 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you know, it varies. But when my dad says, stay up for another hour, I say, okay, you gotta take advantage of the opportunity. You can't just sit down and play video games. Like it's so easy to do that. And so it was the day Brian Fallon released Local Honey, and a great album. And that day, you know, I went through all of it. The way it is now, you hear more singles before the album's out than it's actually on the album. So I'd listened to most of them. So I had 4 songs to really sit there and listen and learn. And the song Vincent came on, and it's kind of telling a story of another person's life that has nothing to do with yours. And it's the only song that I ever wrote that had nothing to do with me. Every song in one way, I've never known how to write a song that's not mine, because how do I know how that made up person feels? It's so easy to write songs about yourself and so difficult to write songs that aren't about you. So I'm sitting there, and the opening lyrics popped into my head, and couldn't think of a city name. That was the only part I didn't have. So I don't even know if it's a city name, but in Living on a Prayer, he says Tommy's got a 6-string and Hawk. So I picked that as a city name, Hawk, and it And probably has nothing to do.
No.
Probably doesn't sound like a city at all, but it's a city name now. I made it a city name. No, I know Hawk's not. I know that's not what he's saying. No, believe me. I know he's not saying it's a city name. But I was sitting there. I was like, I can't get a word to go here, and then and the Live Around Purr's going through my head, and so Hawk came. So yeah, this one has nothing to do with me. It's the only song I ever wrote that has nothing to do with me. It's called, well, we don't know yet. We're gonna call it Land of Opportunity for now. I grew up by a river, 10 minutes out of Hawk. My daddy sold drugs in a bank parking lot. They threw me in jail when I was 16. Moved in with my aunt and her young daughter Jean. Now my mom left my dad when I was 13. She wanted more than he could provide, but she didn't hesitate, and she never looked back. She never even said goodbye. Now life around here was as plain as could be. You go to school all day, come home and sleep. You learn to make do with the things that you got, or sell dope in a bank parking lot. So you take what you got and you learn to survive. You hope to grow old, enjoy it, then die in a land of opportunity. So I'm so free. Opportunity ain't available to me. My sister got married about a year or two ago. I would've gotten her a gift, but I didn't even know. She moved to East Nashville when she was 21 with an older guy and a 6-year-old son. Now most of the time there ain't nothing much to do. Sit in your room all tangled up and blue. Minutes turn to hours and hours turn to days, till you wake up one day all tired and gray. So you take what you got and you learn to survive. You hope to grow old, enjoy it, then die in a land of opportunity. So I'm so free. Opportunity ain't available to me. I grew up by a river, 10 minutes out of Hawk. My dad, he sold drugs in a bank parking lot. Okay, can I do one more?
Sure.
That's good.
Ask them if they want to hear another one.
You want to hear another one? I'm just gonna look. Okay. So I'm gonna take that as a yes. So this is my last song. I know I'm killing you with the stories, but every song has a story, and this is a perfect time to tell a story because there's no one here, right? This is easy. So I've never told this story before because it's kind of a weird story. I wrote this. This actually might have been my first song. I wrote this when I was in grade 7. I knew some weird people at that time. Grade 7 was odd. And when you wrote it, you don't want to tell a story because you kind of want to keep it low. But this story, I always said it doesn't have anything to do with me. It has a lot to do with me. I knew a lot of people at that time who were doing things that I didn't want any part in. I was 12 years old. Still at 15 years old, I wanted nothing to do with it. People that were smoking and drinking. And the Outskirts is a metaphor for all that. I don't want to be there. I want to do my own thing. I think a lot of people looked at smoking and drinking as a way to, connect with people that you don't even know. Like, from what I've heard about smoking in the Eagles documentary, it's a very social thing, weed and alcohol, and you don't really have to be friends with the person to, laugh with them and talk with them when you're under it. So I knew people who were offering me, and I still know people who are offering me both. But now people know that when someone asks me, they answer for me. They say, no, he doesn't want that. And I'm very proud of that because I like being known as the guy who doesn't want to touch it. Don't ask him. The guy who's out jogging, the guy who's working on himself and trying to keep his body well and stay in shape. I take a lot of pride in that one. So I wrote Outskirts about someone who, started doing that stuff, and it eventually brought him down. And when you watch someone at grade 7, like can you believe that a grade 7 is telling you, well, not anymore, but a grade 7 wrote this song and is telling you the story. But when you watch someone from without and then end up with, you see, when people say it's not just hear alcohol. You see the change and the difference in the person, the difference that it makes. This one was called The Outskirts. It's about, I don't want any of it. You can have it. I'd rather have annoying company. You can mellow out and listen to Pink Floyd. I do that while straight and sober. So thank you for coming out. I love doing this. It means a lot that you all come out, and we hope we don't have to do a lot more, but something tells me we will. Next week is all Springsteen. Then I get to show you my love for it instead of writing about it. So this one's called The Outskirts. Hey, I've been living on the outskirts. I've been living in your basement. I don't know if you know I'm here. Hey, I've been living in my head too long. I got these thoughts that are so far gone, and I want them to disappear. Well, the outskirts, one now for me. I'd rather have some annoying company. Well, Joey, he's a good friend of mine. He's getting high most of the time, so now all he does is sleep. He used to work down at the grocery store. He'd beg a fruit, send you out the door, but now all he does is sleep. Well, the outskirts, one night for me. I'd rather have some annoying company. Well, they're burning down the house, and I can't find my own way out. And your mommy's alright, and your daddy's alright for me. Hey, I've been living on the outskirts. I've been living in your basement. I don't know if you know I'm here. Hey, I've been living in my head too long. the Springsteen covers. Stay safe, stay healthy, hold on, and I hope I don't get like yelled at by his people, but keep on practicing the art of self-distancing, and you'll be fine. Stay inside, say a prayer, and we'll all be good eventually. Thank you for coming out and tuning in.
Great job. Excellent job. Your harmonica slept again?
Oh yeah.
Good job, thanks.
I told you to push it. Didn't you see me telling you?
I didn't.
Good job. Excellent show. People are. Frankie goes, "You're rocking it, kid. You got your father dancing."
And you actually proved that you have a mom,
Yeah.
right? First mention ever.
I did.
And you had to write your own material.
Yeah, well, no one else was gonna mention me. Good job, bud.
Thank you.
Awesome. That was really well done. Really, really well done. You had lots of people watching in and out. I mean, you had Dave Rave, Jason Heath. You had people, bud. Good job.
Yeah, I think it was a good one.
Right? Do I have it off? I better. What did I do with it? Where's my phone? Oh, man.
It's up. You turn it off. I don't know.
What did I do with my phone?
Huh?
What did I do with it?
That's a great question.
I took it off there. Took a picture. Yeah, she wanted to know, what were you gonna get yelled at for? Jamie goes, what's he talking about?
Some people don't like when you take their thing and use it for a minute there.
Oh.
Especially Jesse. I mean, Jesse. I don't think he wants a 15-year-old kid. But if I'm being completely honest, okay.
Watch it, you did a great job. Is that fun?
Yeah.
You just have to be careful, sometimes you don't wanna go too long on stories. But you were good.
You got
I
it.
don't wanna lose anybody, but you didn't. I was just afraid, I didn't want you to, people were. And one thing you just wanna be careful about, like, Jamie goes, oh, well, now don't I feel great?
We do.
People smoking weed, drinking, I wanna take care of my body, which is good. Don't get me wrong, I loved your message, that was a great message, buddy.
Hey, it's their choice to do it.
No,
Thank
I
you
loved
for
it,
that.
buddy, I loved you, I loved all your stories. We just didn't want you to look stupid that you thought the city.
No, I knew it was a hawk. No. I knew that's not a city. I just said.
You know what he means by hawk? It means he brought it to the pawn shop.
Yeah.
He sold it to the pawn shop. They give you money, you have your guitar.
Yeah, I made sure I told people after that, I promised, I don't think that's the city.